whoa. Now y'all know why I play for the dancers and I don't dance. Man, can you imagine me on the dance floor doing that kind of stuff? People be like, what the world wrong with you, man? Now, you may recognize that song. You may have heard it 100 times. Now, I've only done 20 or 30 videos, something like that. I don't know. But I play it at the beginning and sometimes at the end, sometimes in the middle, sometimes during a feature. I play that music. And it is a song I wrote a few years ago. I call it Bright Sunshine because it sounds bright. But hey, I love that part that it came up with right there. I came playing that electric guitar, doing some lead stuff, man, it was all good, and then broke it down with that real cool, slidey sounding instrument. You know what that was? Fretless bass. That's right. I got a story to tell, because it's story time with E at CVS. Here at Cypress View Studios, man, I got some cool tools that I use when I'm making tracks and when I'm making albums for people, when I'm making songs, when I'm recording a song for somebody, I got some cool tools to use. And this is one of them. Kind of gives a little bit of distinction to some of the stuff that I play. Picture it. Mid-2000s. Orlando, Florida. Mars Music. The now defunct Mars Music. Mars to me was the first mega store. Now we got Guitar Centers, and Sam Ash used to be a little bit this, but we got mega stores now that we just take for granted. Back in the day, there were only a couple around. I think Thoroughbred Music in Tampa was considered kind of a mega store. It was a big store. And then Mars Music came along and it became a chain of stores. And, they were located in various big cities. And Orlando, Tampa had one as well. I went to Orlando one day and, I've been praying, Lord, I sure would like to have a fretless bass one day. I kept looking at them. Man, I've been a bass player since I was 7 years old. That's when I learned to play bass. And, I've never had a fretless bass, always had fretted ones. And I said, hey, I want to get a fretless bass because I know they sound cool. I tell you what, I've heard the Publix commercial. I think it came out after I got my bass. But hey, that one thing about it is, the fretless bass is something that's out there. It's been used a lot in music, and it is a challenging instrument to play. But I said, Lord, send me one. Because I've already been playing these microtonal instruments. Grew up playing the steel guitar. It's the same concept. And so I walked into Mars one day, looked in the used department. Carvin. A Carvin bass showed its face. Man, look at the green color on that thing. Holy cow, that had to grow on me, I got to admit, but I do love the green and the black edges. It kind of all goes with this instrument. The back is even cool. It's a neck through. That means it doesn't have a heel, it doesn't have screws in the neck. The neck goes from the tippy tip of the headstock to the base of the instrument. So that neck goes all the way through, never stops all the way. And so it kind of, lends to the great tone that this instrument has. So I picked this thing up and I'm playing around with it there at Mars. And I'm like, man, this thing's pretty cool. I like it. And walked up there and found that they gave me a good price. I'm telling you, a really good price. Took that baby home with me, started putting it to use. Use it a lot in praise and worship music, on more of the worship type music. This thing sounds great on some songs, but I use it in a lot of applications, and it's a blessing to own this thing. You know, I've said this before, if you've watched some other videos, that you delight yourself in the Lord and he gives you the desires of your heart. You know, it means spiritual stuff, but it also means this kind of thing. I think God wants us to have stuff, and then he loves it when we use it for him, which is what I do. I use it for the Lord. And I use it to play some secular music as well, because that's okay, not a problem. But I love owning this instrument, and I'm blessed to have it. And I hope you enjoy it. Wanted to show you a little bit about this bass. You're saying, fretless, what does that mean? Hey, no frets. Look at that. Man, the frets are the things that keep you in tune. They're lined up all up and down the fingerboard on a typical bass. Not this one. This baby right here, it has no frets and 5 strings. I love it. And what I do is just play this thing by ear for the most part. Because the bane of every musician is playing out of tune. Can't have it, man. Can't be playing out of tune with one of these instruments. And you can do it so easily. Oh, wow. That is horrible. So hey, I'm used to playing with microtonal instruments. That's what this is. Just like a violin, just like a big upright bass, one of the double basses, that's what this thing is. Multi and microtonal instrument. Now, I grew up as a youngster learning to play and playing the pedal steel guitar. You see it on my channel if you ever watch me. You see me playing that microtonal instrument. The steel guitar is the same concept. The dobro, all of those instruments are microtonal. They have no frets. They have no reference for you to be able to play in tune except for your ear, and you can watch some clues on the neck as well that they give you, but it is all about the ear. I'm going to play you a little tune that's in the studio right now. We're working on this album right now for this client, and I'm going to play you just a little snippet of how I use it even in a regular song. I'm just playing along. I don't have it all trebled out like I do on this video I'm doing right now. And it's a little more mellow, but it gives you that cool, round tone that I love. I think it's awesome. Check it out. Just a little bit more about this instrument. I was telling you, you got to use your ears, but hey, they give you some props along the way, some things to use along the way. See those dots right there? Those dots are right where the fret is supposed to be on this instrument. If there were frets on this fretless bass, you would see the fret marked or the fret installed right there where my finger is, corresponding with the dot on the side of the instrument. What does that do for me? I'll tell you what that does for me right now. That helps me understand where I'm supposed to play, because on a fretless instrument, you play directly on top of the fret. Now, you can't do that on a guitar or a regular bass that has frets. You got to play next to the fret. On a fretless bass, you play on the fret. That means I'm playing right where the fret's supposed to be. My finger becomes the fret. And the fret is what makes a regular guitar or a regular bass with frets play in tune. So it is quite an experience. Hey, check this out. I don't have one fretless bass. I got two. One of them is an acoustic. I was blessed to find this guitar at Guitar Center in Tampa for a great price, and so I snapped it up. And it is the same concept as the Carvin bass, except it has 4 strings. And so it's got this pretty cool uprighty kind of tone. Same concept here. I'm using my ear to tune this baby while I'm playing it. But you know what? It's got a few aids on it. I'm going to tell you. Look at, oh, double dots. What in the world is going on here? Let me tell you what's going on. The factory put the dots, that's these smaller dots, they put the dots in the middle of a fret, like where your finger is supposed to go on a fretted instrument. Hey, that don't work for me. So I took a little whiteout and I put my own dots in, which are the larger dots, and those dots are right on top of the fret. That's right where the fret would be installed. That way, this instrument is configured exactly the same as the Carvin. That way, I know when I'm playing it, I can just look down, see those dots, and it gives me a little bit of frame of reference. I'm still using the old ear, but it does help to have the dots in the right place. Woo, she sounds like $1,000,000. I love it. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And if you like this kind of thing, click the like, share the video, follow me on Facebook, or subscribe to my channel. All of it is free. Just do it, and I would really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed the California Original. Now, Carvin has changed their name, and now they're known as Kiesel. Same company, Southern California, San Diego area. But man, I love their instruments. I have a few of them, and that fretless bass is just one of the best. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless you. Peace.